So, this is the second time I'm recording this fucking rambly video about Pledge Night. Because the first fucking time, did a really good video, microphone wasn't recording because I fucking needed it, because I was trying to check something out. And, yeah. So, let's talk about Pledge Night. It is a movie that if you fucking Google it, you'll literally see three different fucking years given for when this movie came out: 88, 89, and 90. Wikipedia says the 1990s, so I'll go with that. It was released in 1990, even though this fucking thing was like the most 80s fucking frat movie slasher shit ever. So, basic story is fraternity gets killed by a ghost or reanimated corpse. It's kind of unclear what the fuck this person is, but this person was accidentally killed by another frat in the same building when he was exposed to muriatic acid. It was supposed to be this harmless hazing shit, and apparently hazing, they mention it that hazing is illegal in this movie in places, so I literally don't. I thought the whole illegalizing hazing thing was more recent, but they literally mention it as like, and the cops are like, hazing's illegal, while people are getting killed, and because they all think it's fucking Hell Week, which just takes place even though Hell Week doesn't fucking take place over a week, it takes over like a fucking weekend. And the name is fucking movie's Pledge Night, because the slaughter takes place in one fucking night. It's kind of a fucking mess, this movie. Women are also not treated very well in this movie. Like most 80s/90s slasher flicks, they're literally tits and ass and murder victims. Two of them are murdered. One in a brutally sexual way, like a brutally, like, basically, her boyfriend is supposed to be this guy who's acting crazy because the whole thing with the hazing. But it turns out he was possessed by a fucking demon dude, or the main villain, whose name is Sid. But also their name is Acid Sid, because acid, he was bathed in acid and murdered by that, accidentally, by way of being burned to death. So, ties her hands behind her back and then proceeds to, like, fucking carve her up, like her chest up and shit like that, which is just, it was very uncomfortable to fucking watch. The other one is even more, kind of more fucked up, because she's in the bath, and the same guy comes in who's being possessed by the fucking demon, dead body, unavenged spirit, whatever the fuck he is. Drops the fucking radio into the tub, and she basically dies that way. Then, like, the main character, whose name is, I think, is JD, his mom, before all this happened, she comes and explains the whole backstory of the guy getting killed with muriatic acid. That expository / backflash shit happens, like, halfway through the movie, when nobody's dead yet. But, like, I think after this is, like, mentioned, like, a dude, this is a really fucked up, because they never explain how this guy dies, but Sid, as he's called, is in the toilet bowl, like as a hand, and guy comes into the bathroom, which the walls of the bathroom have posters of naked women, sex objects, and I think he has a magazine, and he's either masturbating or shitting, maybe both. I really didn't necessarily pay attention to what he was fucking doing. But he then gets fisted because they never really, you don't see what happens on camera. But dude's sitting on the toilet, guy runs in, dude's dead, pants around his ankles, blood coming out of his ass. Fucking. Also, there's just homophobia. The killer pulls down a guy's pants, and the guy says the F word, the FA word, the slur against gay people. Says that, and then dies a very, you know, justified death, I would say. I'm kind of on the side of the slasher murderer, Freddy style fucking murderer at that. I'm kind of on his side. Some other shit, like other shit that makes no fucking sense is okay. So this being this Sid has been dead for like two decades or whatever because he died in the 70s. Decade and a half or whatever the fuck. He's been dormant, hasn't done a fucking thing. He becomes active now because JD is his son, and he wants to protect his son by basically killing everybody but him. And also, Sid comes very close to killing his son, but then he gives his name, and he stops and he's like, I was meant to protect you. And then he goes away with a woman who survives. And then fucking what other dumb shit fucking happens? The end is kind of unclear because the two people at the end of the movie that get impaled by a sword by Sid, Acid Sid, I thought they were dead. I thought they were two of the people who got fucking murdered by him in the thing. But like, it's unclear if they're ghosts or if they did survive. Because they mentioned about how the one dude's like, oh, my girlfriend chose a pledge over me. And then he runs like the sword through. It was also like in a weird bunk bed scenario where it had a raised mattress, like so someone could stand under the fucking bed. But there's nothing underneath, like there was no desk or whatever underneath the bed. There's no other mattress. So just like this dude walks underneath and fucking sticks the sword up that. Makes no fucking sense. No goddamn sense. So the director of this movie, by the way, made a bunch of other random shit in the 90s, and then proceeded to make directed some fucking TV episodes of some like Highlander, the series, the live action series, I do believe, because there was an animated series. I think there's actually also an anime too. That might have just been a movie. Sorry, getting off the track. This is how my brain works. Then, then he made some like made-for-TV movies, and I swear to God, they're like Hallmark movies. They have like the Hallmark name. And then he worked on some like really weird ER, like unsolved ER cases or whatever the fuck it was called. Did a bunch of that, and he has something that's now in pre-production or post-production. It's weird. I guess it's good that he maybe isn't doing exploitative shit anymore. And I literally fucking have been watching. I'm a member of a server for a very public spanking of. And last night we watched a bunch of weird like action movies from the 80s. And then me and a smaller group of people in the same Discord server watched House by the Cemetery, which I've made a video about before. And I want to say we watched some. No, we were. I wanted to watch other stuff, but they all had to go to sleep because they have, jobs and shit. I'm a fucking idiot asshole who's looking for a job but can't find a fucking job. But yeah, fucking. But tonight, I assume we're gonna watch because I actually downloaded the movies because I was trying to stream them from Shudder. Didn't fucking work. It was showing black. But I found them on YouTube and downloaded them, and we'll watch. Hopefully, watch them. And I literally since then have just been kind of watching. I've also just been kind of watching 80s schlocky slasher movies. Like, I don't know what kind of spurred this. I started watching. I also just kind of been watching Lucio Fulci movies, which are exploitative as a motherfucker. Especially the New York Ripper, which hopefully we will watch tonight in the Discord server. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful fucking day. If you want to become a patron, you can at patreon.com/ResonatorsN. You can help me get dog food, cat food for my family, and have streaming services so I can watch more random fucking movies. And streaming services. So, anyway, peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful fucking day.